Hello everyone. My name is Aarushi Jain, and with a glowing introduction, I'm here before you today to talk about my journey and along with that, learn a little bit more about ourselves, get better, and be that change and be that impact. So on that note, just a little Hollywood and movie. I think all of us have seen Interstellar here today and a lot of interpretations of the movie. And there's this quote from the movie that I really follow and love, that we define ourselves by the ability to overcome the impossible. And that is what I'm here for today, to talk about the power of first, to talk about taking that first step, to talk about making that change, and to talk about making that impact. So, as a lawyer, as an entrepreneur, as a founder, my core has always been my formal education, law. And here we are today in a law school talking about it. And founder and entrepreneur is something that I have discovered along the path, carved my path. And I think that is the idea that we definitely look forward to understand and influence ourselves and motivate ourselves a little bit more today. So I'm going to leave you with this question at the outset today, that why do you need to take that first step for yourselves? As professionals, as lawyers, as entrepreneurs, as law students, what are we talking about? And this takes me down the memory road with a lot of stereotypes, resistance, breaking barriers. And the first thing that I want to talk about is I belong to a family of chartered accountants. So even while growing up as a kid and then in my teenage years, for everything they would question me, वकालत घर पे क्यों करनी है, कोर्ट के लिए छोड़ दो. So that's because I would often ask my parents on everything, logic क्या है? Why are you telling me this? What's the logic behind this? Or you're termed as a rebel when you want to break stereotypes. That's not really being a rebel. That's just being you in the society, questioning things, figuring it out for yourself, and wondering that what is it that I need to do. And that is where my fuel of a lawyer began. And I got conditioned enough through my internships, law school, lots of curriculum, and shaped into the human I am today. Internships have played such an important role as law students. A lot of you may understand that how when you are actually working ground level first up, you understand the lawyer side in you, things you like, things you don't like, and we'll be talking about a lot of experience that goes in to become what you are and how you are. In fact, even during striving and figuring out and making my own paths, I tried to create mine. And during this entire time, I was meeting with a lot of stereotypes and questions. So people would say that you want to start out on your own being a lawyer. Do you have gray hair? Do you have enough experience? Are you big enough to fight a big case? Can you take pressure? Or I have a problem. I will go to a 50-year-old. I will not come to you. Even at home, it would always be like that you got a great master's, law school, everything is great, top tier corporate law jobs. Why do you have to start out on your own? And do people actually come on to young lawyers who have their own law firms? And these questions were haunting me everywhere. All the resistance, all the stereotypes, and so many things around. And on the parallel front, there were also a lot of fuels and fire that were ignited in me. Like, for example, I argued my first case in the US before the administrative tribunal, and I got the lady justice, right to dignity, food, water, and I walked out of the courtroom. I was still celebrating my win, thinking about the process and understanding what really happened. And she came up to me and she said, Arushi, because of you, my children will eat. And I think that is something that further ignited and gave me purpose, that I want to do this. And to all those people who have been questioning me over years, asking me that, can you do it? I will take you back to my Hollywood reference, as Rocky Balboa said, that it is not the size of the dog in the fight, it is the size of the fight in the dog. And I think that is the answer that we give to everybody today. To make that first, to make that impact, to make it for yourself. We may fall, we may get up, we may have our own journeys, but the idea is that we keep going. This actually takes me back to something that my mom often says. She says, and by the way, she is one power woman. Like everything I am today and standing here, it's purely because of her. And it makes me really overwhelmed and my heart full to know that how she's taught me the power of decisions. That you may take good decisions, you will sail through. But you may also take a lot of bad decisions. And there it is that you get up and you start off. And there's your power of first. That probably there'll be 99.9% forces around you telling you that you can't do it. But still, you will do it. And that's how I came up as a young woman entrepreneur at 25, forming my own law firm, Chambers of Jain and Kumar. And sharing my story with you all today makes me really elated and happy. And I wish that we're all growing and evolving along the process. And today's talk and these ideas that we exchange makes us all grow and evolve in some way or the other. And we explore our first. And one thing that goes without saying in this entire thing and is very crucial in the journey as to how you come up and how it is not an easy job is the power of networking. Power of networking is the strongest tool that has actually led me to form what I did. Chambers of Jain and Kumar is operating in almost 15 countries. We are a one-stop solution law firm for legal and compliance, but what went behind it? What went behind it is hours and hours of meeting entrepreneurs and business owners, talking about their journeys. And I definitely explored the lawyer part of me while I was studying, but the entrepreneurial side came in and kicked in once I started my journey off. That this is something that I want to do, so you will have to go ground up. So a lot of startup founders over time would come up to me and say that we just have an idea. We don't even have a name. So right from their IPR to setting them up, to their compliances, to their legal, to their foundation. Or say, ask a man who's in jail that what is his value for a lawyer? Or a lot of entrepreneurs, just a few days back, a company that I work with 100 employees, told me that a traditional law firm with a lot of billable hours and a lot of effort, I can't go through these legal processes, the pressure of court. He actually said, कि काला कोट और सफ़ेद कोट से तो सब बच के ही रहे. And I myself talking about that fear, I'm scared of doctors and that सफ़ेद coat. So the idea of the legal field being transformed into not a traditional practice, but like a temple, a place which is solution-oriented, people seek relief. People come there and they say that my lawyer is my emergency contact and I don't have to go through those hassles. It's something that I believe in and I want to ensure that it's created that way. And a lot of times you have to meet a lot of firsts and a lot of things that are not being done, a lot of precedents not being there, people not being accepting, and you being termed as a rebel or breaking stereotypes. But I guess that's about it. It's about taking that plunge. If you really want to get it, if you have an idea, you want to strive for it, you dig your well deep and you kind of get your own water. That's how it works. So, talking about first and impact and the idea of networking, coming out of that cocoon, hours of struggle and relentlessness and talking to entrepreneurs, understanding their issues, has led me to also form my second venture, Artphonso, which is an art gallery and a coffee shop based out of Gurgaon. And we are building a lot of communities further there. So a lot of artists, musicians, creative people, writers. It's a place for all of them to grow, connect, foster. And I feel that that is something that is actually creating that impact in a way which was never realized by me. A lot of things that I try to do or plan to do just happened, and then you carve your path and you figure out the rest of them. So this was one of it. And just recently, a lot of artists have been coming up to me and telling me that, you know, it is because of all the environment and work that we did here in display of our works that we've got a kickstart to our career. And I think that brings me to a very important part of networking, of surviving a business and setting up a shop as an entrepreneur, that you never just build it for yourself. You build it for everyone. It takes a village to build it for you, but it also takes for you to carry the village with you and grow together and work on that comprehensive growth while you do it. And when you build it for others, there is no chance that there wouldn't be sustainability. And that's the power of actually networking, building things, doing business, meeting people day in and day out, and also the idea behind growing together. That one client of mine would come up to me and say that, hey, being an architect, I got the biggest project of my life because of you, because you connected here. So the idea is not just to get business out of them. The idea is to have that feeling that you got responsible for somebody to grow and evolve that way. Because tomorrow, you can be that person for somebody and somebody else can be that person for you. And idea of village and community and growing together not only applies to your ventures, but the idea of collaboration. I think the ventures that I've built, the survival and sustenance of my law firm, collaboration is a very, very crucial part. Collaboration with professionals, clients, people around, associates. In fact, collaboration at a level that we are 3 partners at the law firm. So my partner in crime, Yojit, he's here today, partner in law, partner in everything, and our partner, Prateek Kumar. 3 of us stand as a strong team, and these kind of partnerships take you a long way. Importance of partnership is very crucial for any kind of venture and business, and this is something that you strongly feel when you do it. And one of our clients often says that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. So that's how the power of collaborations is in terms of associations and growing. And what also becomes crucial in terms of growing and how it is how you conduct yourselves and the kind of things that you do to create that impact. Like, for example, I always have been a writer. Ever since my formative years, I've been writing for breaking stereotypes and taboos in the society since the age of 16 or 17. And still as a lawyer, I ensure that I write, but to create that impact, to create what exists, to create accessibility. People who are non-lawyers or do not understand. See, for example, in today's time, there's so much law and things around AI, ChatGPT, open source code. So what is the legal nuances behind it? Who wants to tell non-lawyers or people who probably are not privileged enough to understand the same way? So I think spreading that kind of information is very, very important and crucial, and how it happens. And one important part here about it is that creating that impact actually, in my opinion, requires a little bit of confidence. I think the ideas that change the world, that create that impact, and probably sometimes not even that, and you figure out along the way as to what you have and what you don't have. And I think you have the capability to change the rules of the game, to actually write the rules of the game. And that is what I'm going to leave you here today with, in terms of how it happens and what happens and how you strive for that path. And you might not have in mind to create that impact, to make that change, but definitely if you have that intention and that hard work and you strive enough, I think you can be the first and you can create that impact. And you might face resistance from everywhere, but still that is something that you need to decide for yourself as to what you're doing, how you're creating, and how you become the first. So today I'm going to leave you with this thought that, are you ready to be the first? Take that plunge and make that change for yourself. Fall down, but again get up and fly harder. Thank you so much.